We just saw President Xi receiving Prime Minister Abbott and now Sultan of Brunei. Next, Prime Minister Harper from Canada and his wife, received by President Xi and his wife. Chilean President Michelle Bachelet, wearing pink, being received by President Xi inside the water cube for the dinner tonight. Chile, of course, is a member of APEC economies, and President Bachelet gave a speech at the APEC Economic CEOs Leaders Meeting yesterday. Chief Executive of Hong Kong's Special Administrative Region, Liang Chenyang, is being received by President Xi and Peng Liyuan. President Xi talked with Mr. Liang yesterday and lended support for Hong Kong's rule of law and the performance of Hong Kong government. President Joko Widodo of Indonesia, he was just elected in October, came from the grassroots, and he is received by President Xi Jinping, together with his wife. It is his first trip to China as president of Indonesia, largest economy in APEC, in ASEAN. Then is followed by Prime Minister Abe and Mrs. Abe of Japan. This is the first time Prime Minister Abe meet President Xi Jinping since they took office. President of South Korea, Park Geun-hye, meet President Xi Jinping. And this morning, China and South Korea has just announced they have finished the talks on free trade agreement negotiations. That means it is not far China and South Korea will establish a free trade area. Prime Minister Razak Najib from Malaysia and his wife are now greeted by President Xi Jinping and Peng Liyuan. It is interesting to know that they all wear traditional Chinese suits. Next is President Enrique Pena Nieto. He just arrived in Beijing today to attend the APEC meetings. He's accompanied by his wife and is welcomed by President Xi and his wife, Peng Liyuan. President Xi is wearing red and his wife, Peng Liyuan, wearing green. That's a combination. Followed by Prime Minister John Key from New Zealand and his wife. Prime Minister Key arrived in Beijing on Sunday. He has been Prime Minister since 2008. And China is among the major trade partners of New Zealand.
巴布亚新几内亚总理奥尼尔
Prime Minister
和
Peter
夫人
O'Neill of Papua New Guinea is now being greeted by President Xi and his wife. Well, Papua New Guinea is a diverse country culturally in the world. It has been enjoying soaring growth in mining and resources. And China is the biggest investor in Papua New Guinea, especially in its infrastructure.
秘鲁总统乌马拉
And this is President Ollanta Humala of Peru. Peru is an upper middle income country by the World Bank. It's a member of APEC. And Peru chaired APEC meetings back in 2008.
菲律宾总统阿基
Followed
诺
by President Benigno Aquino III. He has been president of the Philippines since June 2010. He also made a speech at the CEO summit of APEC yesterday.
普京总统
Next is President Putin wearing traditional Chinese suit. He has met President Xi several times this year and elevated the relationship between China and Russia. And they signed a big energy deal between the two countries, sending gas from
李显
Russia
龙
to
总
China.
理和夫人
Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong of Singapore. Prime Minister Lee is no stranger to China. He has visited China many times, this time along with his wife attending APEC summit here in Beijing. Next is Mr. Xiao Wanchang. He is the chairman of Taiwan-based Cross-Strait Common Market Foundation. He's accompanied by his wife. Mr. Xiao has been devoted to Taiwan's integration with regional economies. President Xi met him yesterday. During their talks, President Xi said the mainland and Taiwan should respect each other, and both sides should develop mutual trust based on commitment to upholding the 1992
泰
consensus.
国总理巴育和夫人
And next is Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha and his wife. Thailand is now governed by the military. Prime Minister Chan-o-cha used to serve as a general in Thailand. The military took power in May this year in Thailand. And Thailand is one of the founding members of APEC and the host for APEC meetings in
美国
2003.
总统奥巴马
President Barack Obama is being met by his host, President Xi Jinping, wearing a green suit. Of course, Mr. Obama will also have extensive talks with President Xi the day after tomorrow, after the APEC Leaders Summit, covering a wide range of issues, including security, economy, and military.
越南国家主席张晋创
Vietnamese President Trong Tan Son is in Beijing for the APEC Economics Leaders Meeting. He's met by President Xi and his wife. Vietnam is a leading agriculture exporter and is an attractive destination for foreign investment.
孟加拉国总统哈米德和夫人。
President Abdul Hamid from Bangladesh and his wife. Well, Bangladesh is not an APEC member economy, but it's the host of Partners Dialogue countries and is a traditional friend of China. The host Partners Dialogue countries are those who are involved in strengthening connectivity and improving cooperation in China's neighborhood. But Bangladesh has always been keen to be a prospective regional, sub-regional cooperative process.
老挝国家主席朱马里
President Chumali of Laos. Laos is also a host Partners Dialogue country, is a neighbor of China. Laos economy depend on investment and trade with its neighbors, Thailand, Vietnam, especially China.
蒙古总统厄勒贝格道尔吉和夫人。
Followed by President Sakyajin Erbadoji and his wife. President Erbadoji has been president of Mongolia since 2009 and has been trying to apply for a membership of APEC.
请各位元首。
Of course, mining is the mainstay of Mongolian industry, particularly copper and coal, which covers for 20% of its GDP. Now, Chinese President Xi is taking a photo with leaders who join in the Host Partners Dialogue. The Host Partners Dialogue is on strengthening connectivity and improving cooperation in China's neighborhood. It was attended by leaders of Bangladesh, Cambodia, Laos, Mongolia, Myanmar, Pakistan, and Tajikistan, and representative of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And President Xi has been saying that the priority in realizing China's initiative this time is building the Silk Road economic belt.